Hello everyone, welcome in today to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise. We're going to be doing a different type of video today. It's going to be basically a highlight film. We're going to check this game out against the Bills. The first thing we're going to do is jump in and look at this QB1 scenario, and I decided to place the blame on Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he just needs to show some improvement. Hopefully he takes this criticism and he steps up and turns this season around. Next up, they asked us about Josh Allen and what we were going to do to try to defend him. I figured since I seen the heavy rain scenario, I'd go ahead and go with the rushing and try to keep his rushing statistics down and get the win. And then with the rain scenario, I decided to pass the ball because Jimmy Garoppolo getting called out led to us needing to pass for 300 yards. Next up, Cade Otton had an upgrade, so we went ahead and jumped into this. And we chose vertical threat just because I think that's a way to improve our offense a little bit. And as you can see, he got a ton of upgrades here, as usually happens with tight ends. So we were pretty happy with that. I look forward to seeing him grow and keeping Cade as a part of our future. And now, welcome to Tampa Bay. As you can see, the rain is coming down on Raymond James Stadium for Sunday Night Football between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills. Let's get into the highlights here, as this is going to be our short form video. The last surprise I'm sure no one expected was Jonathan Taylor being the running back for the Bills. They acquired him in a massive trade with the Colts after the Colts drafted Bijan Robinson in our draft. We start off the highlights here with the Bills lining up in pistol formation with a 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Josh Allen is back to pass. He throws a quick screen for 6 to Gabriel Davis. Bills take the early lead, 7-0 following their extra point. Later in the quarter here, with just 4 minutes left, the Bucs are close to answering. Garoppolo's in the gun on 3rd and goal. He is back to pass. He throws that into coverage. Tre'Davious White picks it off, and the Bills will take over and get this stop. Bucs again with the ball. Garoppolo's underneath center. There's still 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first quarter. He's back to pass. He's looking to Mike Evans, and Tre'Davious White again undercuts that and picks it off. The Bills will take the ball back again. The Bucs offense has been struggling with turnovers all season. Later in the first quarter, the Bills and Josh Allen have been driving. He's back to pass. He looks over to the right. He gets picked off by Jamel Dean in front of Gabe Davis. He has a nice return. He stiff arms a man. What a play by Jamel Dean. That is exactly what this Bucs team needed in order to hopefully spark themselves to get back into this game and start shutting the Bills down. They have been moving the ball pretty well following their turnover, and Garoppolo's in the gun here with just over a minute and a half left, and he gets picked off again. Kyer Elam steps in front of that pass intended for Russell Gage. The Bills will get a huge stop. The first quarter comes to an end here, and the Bills are leading 7-0 over Tampa in this rainstorm. Let's see how the rest of the game plays out. The Bills continued their drive, and Josh Allen is now in the gun. He throws it quick to Dawson Knox, who gets into the end zone. Bills will extend their lead and make it 14-0 following a successful extra point attempt. The Bills took back over the ball, and Josh Allen had him driving down the field. It's 2nd and 10. He's in the gun. He's back to pass. Antoine Winfield Jr. undercuts Dawson Knox and picks that ball off. Bucs take back over here towards the middle of the second quarter. There's just a minute 51 left in the second quarter, and the Bills are lining up for a 45-yard field goal attempt. Tyler Bass is looking around. They get the snap off. It is up, and it goes through. The Bills will take a 17-0 lead over the Buccaneers just before halftime. This highlight shows just how desperate the Bucs are getting. Jimmy Garoppolo is lining up under center on 4th and 1. Rashad White will fight ahead and get the first down, but this Bucs team is getting very desperate. They really need to start waking up this offense. At the end of the second quarter here, Garoppolo's under center. The clock is winding down. He's back to pass it, and you can see here he throws it in the coverage, and Tre'Davious White gets his 3rd pick of the game in front of Mike Evans. Jimmy G has not been effective at all today, and you could argue he's the primary reason that the Bucs are losing. As we enter halftime of this game today, you really can see the disappointment on this Bucs team's face. Nothing has gone well. They're only losing 17-0, which is, kind of hopeful, but you have no faith in the quarterback. You have no faith in, I think, any of the quarterbacks, and honestly, I think right about now, you really have to start worrying about the future of this Bucs team. As we open up the second quarter here, the Bucs are going to get the ball. That was a quick look at our injuries that you seen following the halftime animation and me talking. You seen that. Now Isaiah Zuber's on the return. He has a nice spin move, and then he fumbles it. And of course, the Bills recover it. So now the Bills take over with excellent field position. They also possess a 17-point lead, and that's going to be huge. Josh Allen's in the gun here. 2nd and goal. He pulls it on a read option. He gets hit low by Levante David, and Logan Hall will recover that. The Bucs take the ball back over. No points are given up after that mistake on the opening kickoff of the second half. And Clayton Tune's going to take the field for the Bucs, and it would appear that Jimmy Garoppolo's day's over, and possibly his career as the Bucs starter as well. Clayton Clayton Tune's in the gun here. This is a 4th down. The Bucs decided why not go for it. They need to get a little bit of points here and some momentum. He throws it up deep to Chris Godwin, but that is undercut and intercepted by the Bills. And honestly, it didn't look like there was much of a play to be made out there. Clayton Tune's just pressing. I don't expect him to end up being our starting quarterback anyway, but Josh Allen's trying to answer on this. He's back to pass. He'll tuck it, and he has a lane into the end zone. Touchdown Bills. They're going to extend their lead up to 24-0 here. It looks like the Bucs won't get back into this game. Josh Allen's underneath center with Jonathan Taylor behind him in the backfield, and he's just going to hand it to Taylor, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown Bills. They extend their lead 31-0 now. Following another 3-and-out by the Bucs offense, Josh Allen's under center with Taylor behind him again, and look, Taylor's going to get this carry, and he's going to go untouched into the end zone. 16-yard touchdown. Bills go up 38-0 over Tampa. As this third quarter winds down, they're going to hand the ball off to Rachaad White at the very end. He's going to get a nice lane before he's taken down here the end of third quarter. Bucs are trailing in this one. It's not really even that close. It's 38-0. They haven't been able to do anything on offense, and honestly, their defense hasn't been able to hold up with the inept offense. We jump in this fourth quarter later on. There's 11 minutes left or so in it. We got Clayton Tune in the gun on a 4th and 1. He's back to pass. Looking, he has a man open, but that is dropped by Russell Gage. Bucs will turn it back over to the Bills. They wouldn't take long to answer here, as I mean, there's 6.5 minutes left, but they've been draining the clock. Right here, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs on a slant, touchdown Bills. They extend their lead once again. This game's out of hand now. Ultimately, that would end up being your final, as the Bills will go on to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. The offense of the Bucs was completely inept, and we didn't do anything at all. So 45-0 Buffalo over Tampa Bay. Jimmy G got benched. I think we're going to end up starting him again next week. I know that seems kind of crazy and like a terrible idea, but ultimately, he's better than everybody else we have, and I just don't like Clayton Tune. I really want to, but I don't. You can see the stats on the screen. It just wasn't that impressive. The Bills were fantastic. The Bucs were just disappointing. 45-0 though. What a way to end the day. The stats here for our quarterbacks were not very impressive. We threw 5 interceptions, no touchdowns. Our completion percentages were terrible. Honestly, this Bucs team's a mess, and I mismanaged the quarterback situation during the offseason. Hopefully, we can speed through this season and just get on to the next one and start having a little bit better luck with some of these things. Running the ball, Rachaad White was decent in his start over A.J. Dillon today. We really were okay on the ground. We just weren't fantastic once again. We are not a dynamic team, as you can see. Receiving, we did okay. Mike Evans had himself a pretty good day. Honestly, this team just is frustrating at times. I've got to say, though, defensively, Brian Branch really impressed me today. Our first-round draft pick was fantastic. He had 16 tackles. Honestly, that's kind of what we're looking for out of him. He's a good slot guy. Hopefully, he doesn't have to get that many chances, but, it's going to happen sometimes. We're rolling through the stats, and you can look at them as we go. I just really was frustrated with how this played out overall, and, you just kind of want to see improvement when it comes down to it. Honestly, though, I don't feel like I'm seeing it, and that's the frustrating thing. Some of that is my fault. I do understand that. I need to get better at playing the game. I need to quit turning the ball over, but Jimmy's not helping me. He's kind of inaccurate in my opinion. He throws it late. He doesn't have the strongest arm, which, hey, that's what you expect out of him. You just want to see improvement, and it's really frustrating when what you want to be your best player just isn't. I mean, he's our quarterback. We need him to be our best player, but he's not. It's frustrating, but that's what it is. We're looking at the Bills stats in the background. Stephon Diggs burned us today. He had 11 receptions. What a day from him. The Bills offense was rolling all day. They were better than us, and I mean, I can't dispute that. That is what it is. And our record clearly reflects that, as we dropped to 0-4 on the season now. That's frustrating, but all we can do is go up from here and just try to get better, and hopefully we can develop a team that's going to win a couple games this season. And you know what? Maybe we'll fall backwards into that quarterback that I'd really like to see us get and develop around. This season's probably going to go kind of quick. Like I said, I've been slow getting the videos out. That's my fault. We've had a lot of technical issues. Ultimately, though, I'm still not totally sure of the format. You're going to see this video is just the highlights. I wanted to get one out and try another shorter form video and go from there. I'm hoping that we can make it work for us. So to help us expedite that, I'm going to go ahead and just start putting out highlight films basically for this season. Next season, I'll try to get a little deeper into the team and showing more of the plays and all that. I'm going to have a few games here or there where I do deep dive. I think it's good. Ultimately, though, I think our quarterback play is just not good enough to do that. This year is going to start speeding up a little bit. I'm still tinkering with it. I promise I'll get it figured out. So we'll go from there, and I look forward to bringing it to you. We will see you next week against the 1-3 Houston Texans. I think this is a great chance for us to get our first victory in the series. This is LDJ11. Have a great day. I'm out.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it.